All righty. Good afternoon. Good evening, everybody. I am Anthony alongside of Dan here, and we are doing Penguins Pointers number 31. Dan, say hi to everybody.
Hello, one and all. It's great to be back, Anth, for another one of these Penguins pointers.
Yeah, tonight we got the Capitals, Dan. Well, the Penguins have the Capitals. We're going to be watching. They're in Washington, Dan. What are your thoughts about tonight's game?
It's always a big game when you play the Capitals. They're definitely our number two rival right behind Philadelphia, so you want to go into Washington, and hopefully it'll be an equally competitive game like it was opening night. I'm expecting the Capitals to come out swinging. You know, it's going to be their barn, their house, and they're going to want to put up a winning effort against the Penguins. But I know the Penguins have it in them to equally match the effort that the Capitals are going to bring. Going to definitely be a hard-hitting, physical game, probably a high goal-scoring game as well, I'm predicting.
I can see that. Now, here's some stuff in case you weren't aware. Last night they played Columbus. In Columbus, they lost in overtime 2-1. This is the Capitals. They didn't play Holtby again. A lot of work in getting set up for this game, so I'm expecting a really good Capital team to show up tonight. What do you think about them resting for 2 straight nights?
The fact that they rested him for 2 straight nights, I guess that's smart. You know, you're heading into a game against one of the better teams in the East, so I expect Holtby to give a great performance. He's still one of the top goaltenders in the league, but I still think the Penguins will find a way to get past them like they've done the last several meetings in the playoffs and then the home openers. So, but he should be good.
I was watching the game last night. I mean, Columbus looked okay. Washington did not look very good. They looked very broken in the game, but they fell short and lost in overtime off a beautiful goal and a slap shot from Columbus to make it 2-1 in overtime. But I feel like Washington's going to come into this game with a lot of anger, man, because they lost last night's back-to-back and because it's the Penguins, and they're the team that in my opinion, the Capitals should have won the Stanley Cup last year. They should have.
I agree.
They had all the players. Coaching is phenomenal. You know, I might not like Barry Trotz, but I'll tell you what, he's got a heck of a coaching degree, and he knows how to make a good team, so I'll give him that. But they should have won the Cup, and this year, if you notice in the standings, they're not getting off to the best start like they did last year. That's being right now is hogged up by the Rangers and the Penguins, who have the top spots in the East here next to the just unreal. Yeah, the Capitals are just kind of being quiet right now, so I think this game might give them a bit of energy to put a spark in their step, especially if they win. I don't think the Penguins are going to win tonight. I really think they're going to drop this one against the Capitals. Not to be a negative person about the Penguins. I mean, I love Penguins, but to be realistic, they're going to have Holtby in, who's been well rested. He's going to be, you know, hopefully sharp on his game tonight. The Penguins are going to play a good game, don't get me wrong, but I just think the Capitals at home looking to get some revenge after losing, you know, them in the playoffs last year. I think they're looking for some revenge here in the first meeting.
You're right. But I think even if the Penguins do lose, I still think they'll put up a good effort. So I'm not worried even if they do lose, because we still have a great record. We're 10-3-2. Looking at the Capitals here, they need a win. I mean, they're kind of middle of the pack right now in the Eastern Conference. Look at the division wise. Let's see where they rank.
Yeah,
where are they? They're 4th. So it's still early. It's only a month. So I'm not. They're definitely they'll rebound.
Right. And what I meant is not first meeting. This is their second meeting. First meeting in Washington is what I meant.
Right. It's going to be a hot home crowd.
Yeah, in case some of those fans go, they already played once. I know. I meant road game. But anyway.
Yes.
Let's move on. Speaking of topics to talk about, Fleury and Murray, Dan, what do you like and what don't you like?
There's really a lot to like and really not too much to dislike. I like the way that both goaltenders are playing. You know, it's a great problem to have, and if this continues, I really don't think there will be much of a controversy. I mean, you just continue to do this even split between them, and we'll see how far it can get them. I have to pull up their stats playing-wise. I don't have it right.
Here's what I got for you while we're looking at this. Fleury is 6-3-2. His goals against is .306. Save percentage .910. And Murray's is, give me one sec, 4-0, 125 goals against, .961 save percentage. So do you think
wow.
Fleury's numbers are pretty average. That's what he's usually at. Average in regard to his numbers, not the league, of course. But those are good numbers for Fleury. The goals against needs to come down just a hair into the 2s, and I'd be happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, I feel like Murray's is just kind of like, the early season. He's gotten 4 good games in him, and I don't think it's going to stick. I really don't. His numbers are too good to stick all season.
Right.
So I'm waiting for him to have that one, bad game where he gives up a couple early goals and they fall behind. I'm waiting for that to happen. It's not in the sense that I don't like him and don't want him to see him play well. It's just it's going to happen at some point. Even the best goaltenders have an off night.
Everybody hasn't. You're right. Absolutely.
So,
but he'll rebound.
Yeah. But for now, I mean, I'm happy with both of their playing. It's almost like I'm not worried, even if they decide, hey, we're going to put Fleury in tonight or Murray's in tonight. I'm not worried who they pick.
No.
So, I mean, I'll take it. It's a good problem to have, like you said. I'd rather have 2 good goaltenders. And I forget, I was watching NHL Network last night, and one of the commentators said, look, if you really do need a great starter and a good backup if you want to be a contender for the Stanley Cup. And he said, if you have 2 great starters that could fill a starter role, why are you complaining? You don't have to worry about who's in net that night, because even if one guy has a bad start, let's say Fleury gives up 3 goals in the first period, you can come out in the second period with Murray and you're going to have solid goaltending, even if one guy's off.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's almost like they're never out of the game, if you really think about it. They could be down 3-0, switch the goaltender who shuts down, and the offense has a chance to come back. Speaking of offense, we'll segue into that. While I got the stats up, Crosby has 10 goals in 9 games. Dan, what do you think of that?
He's on fire. He's proving why he is the best in the world at what he does. Sid, and he had a little bit of a delay with the concussion, but it shows you he picked up right where he left off in the playoffs and at the tail end of last season and in the World Cup. He's a house on fire. I mean, Malkin leads the team in points, but Sid, let's see, I believe he does lead the team in goals. Malkin right behind him with a nice 8 goals for him.
I was just going to say, what do you think about Malkin's play this season so far?
Malkin's been very good so far. I'm happy. It's been him and Kessel playing together. So,
yeah. What do you think of that? What do you think of them breaking up HBK?
You know what? I knew it might happen, and I'm not worried about it. The thing is, you have a line that you can always go back to and put back together. If things are not going to work out, if you have a problem and you want to ignite the offense, what can you do? Go right back to HBK. So we definitely haven't seen the last of them, but I had a feeling if things weren't going to click coming out of the season, it's okay to deviate from it, but you always know it's an ace card that you can always pull up when you need be.
Right. Here's one that's interesting that I just noticed. Kessel, 3 goals, 10 assists. Are you worried about that, or do you think that's good?
He'll be fine. I think he's been playing well so far. Good chances, Yeah, you'd like to see him score more goals, but in due time, I think they'll come. Right. I think they'll come.
And I'll tell you what, some of the ones that he hasn't gotten that have hit the crossbar, you could see it in his eyes. He just rolls his eyes in the back of his head.
He was close. He has come close.
He throws his head back, and he gives that look on his face like, you know what, any other night I'm going to have that goal.
Right.
And I feel like that's where he's at. And I don't want I hope fans don't get irritated. I hope Kessel doesn't get aggravated in himself. I mean, he has had great chances. It's just that thing where it's just a hair off right now. And when he finally gets that sorted out, some of his goals are just – I wouldn't be surprised if he goes on a goal streak sometime in the middle of the season.
He has a wicked shot. I mean, man.
He's got a fast shot. That slap shot is violent. Crosby's got that backhander and the wrist shot that are violent. Mm-hmm. Kessel's got a rocket of a slap shot for a winger.
Exactly.
I mean, it's just – oh, my goodness. What do you also think of is it me, or does it look like Hagelin's even faster than he was last year?
Yeah, I mean, he is just speed in a nutshell. I mean, he is just one fast son of a gun. Looking at his points right here, I would like to see a little bit more out of him, but I think he will also pick up his play heading into the season. I'm not worried about him. He's a very talented player. Might have come out, a little slow points-wise out of the gate of the season, but rest assured he'll be okay. I'm not worried at all.
Right. The other one, last one we'll talk about here with players is, what did you think? I am loving right now Connor Sheary's play.
Oh, he's great.
Oh my goodness. I mean, for what he was and the type of caliber player that everybody looked at him and they're like, Connor Sheary, who? He really bloomed in the playoffs last year, and now he is something else. Him and Crosby, when they're together, it looks like you're looking at a mirror image of the two. It's unreal how good he is.
Sheary has talent. He has a ton of talent, ton of speed. The only thing I'd be worried about is how his speed matches up against physicality. He's got to watch himself. You don't want to see him I could see him getting injured, in a precarious predicament. So especially tonight when you're going in against a physical team like the Capitals. But if he can use his speed to get in there, maneuver, it's like Rust too. Rust is also a very speedy guy, and they're key piece guys. You could plug them here, you could plug them there. They mix and match. They're just great assets to have that really make the Penguins, similar to what the Blackhawks have done to achieve their success, a well-rounded team, and that's what the Penguins are right now.
Right. I agree. I just really love the fact that the Penguins have their speed. They finally got an enforcer with Sestito, which I was so happy to see that they brought him up to play, because you're going to have those games, and maybe we'll see him tonight in the Washington game where it's going to get physical. And he's the kind of guy that, if someone comes over from Washington and hits Crosby really good, you darn well know by the time that Capital player gets up, behind him is Sestito waiting to deck him. You know it. Sestito knows his job. Sestito knows he's not a goal scorer. He's not a point getter. He is out there as an enforcer to keep these teams that are bigger off of the smaller guys like Hagelin or Crosby or Rust and Sheary. That's what he's there for. He knows that. He don't mind if he's going to lead the league in penalty minutes. He'll take them. But I like that they finally got an enforcer. I felt that was the only really piece that was missing from the Stanley Cup team last year, was they just needed that big guy that when they needed to hit someone back or they needed to instigate a fight or get back at somebody, that they finally picked up that piece. So I'm glad to see him on the team.
Right.
So that was the one. I know I added an extra thing in bonus. But anyway, I think that's it for now. The game should be starting up in about 10 minutes. So real quick, Dan, what do you think of the game tonight? What do you think your score is? You've been right so far this season.
Been pretty good, although it is always tough to predict these things. I think it'll be...
So far, you're 3-0. You haven't missed one yet.
Really?
Yeah, pressure's on.
See, if I say something crazy, it might not happen. But, shoot. 4-3 Penguins.
Regulation or overtime?
That's interesting. It could. Oh, it's tough because it could, but it couldn't. Overtime.
Okay.
I'll stick with overtime. Go with my bet.
I'm going to go with a loss tonight. I hope not. But I'm going to say 5-2 Capitals. The fifth goal is an empty netter.
Empty netter? Okay.
Yeah, they'll do like the Penguins always do. They pull the extra guy to get him out on the ice, and the Capitals will get one in just to stick it to them. But I'm saying 5-2 tonight is a loss. It's no disrespect to the Penguins. It's just I think the Capitals are really hungry to get back at them here in the second game. So I think that's where we're going to end up here. Oh, one last thing. I will say this. The Penguins social media, whoever's doing that, they are savage. Did you see their post today?
Oh, they completely trolled them, and I retweeted that.
Oh, my gosh. In case nobody saw this, if you have Facebook, please go look at it. But they posted it, and at the top it says it's a picture of the Stanley Cup champion banner, and then underneath it is the Metropolitan banner for the Capitals. Oh my goodness!
You want me to screen cap? I have it right here.
Yeah, if you have it, put it up. That was so funny when I saw that.
Here it comes. See it? Look at that. I love the little emoji. Just pointing out, not hating. That sums it up. Though,
that is great. That is great. And that's how we're going to end this tonight. We are in Washington tonight. There'll be, when they look up at the top of the banners, they're going to see a Metropolitan champion banner, but we all know who the real Stanley Cup champion is. Look at that thing behind me. See Crosby behind me over there?
It is glorious!
Alrighty, guys. Enjoy the game tonight. We'll catch you guys next time on another Penguins podcast. Dan, you want to do a quick plug before we hop off?
Absolutely, guys. As you all know, we are coming up on Survivor Series weekend, so check out my channel, youtube.com/DanielGuys412. Got NXT TakeOver live review on Saturday, and Survivor Series live review. Going to be breaking down all my thoughts and opinions on the two big shows this weekend for WWE, so check it out.
I'll tell you what, Dan, you were going to make some hockey fans into some wrestler fans. I swear, at the end of the season.
It will happen. I can guarantee you.
All righty, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys next time. Take care.